Okay, so I don't remember where I was. My aunt just called, and like this hair is really pissing me off. Okay, so where was I? Social media. What role did social media play in my healing? So when I first started making TikToks, I I was just such a different person. The way that I talk on social media today compared to the way I used to talk on social media were huge. It like the difference is huge. But it was so having. Now, let me just say, this may not be a healthy coping mechanism, but this is how what worked for me, and whatever. I switched crack with social media. I like I said before, you celebrate all your little milestones by yourself. So to have like people online that were always telling me how proud they were of me and letting me know of their recovery journey, and like we had each other. Randoms on the internet literally were the ones who supported me for the first 2 years of my recovery. When you're still building trust with family and relationships with family and friends, and people are starting to come back into your life, number one, they don't always believe that you're telling the truth, because if you were like me, you would look them right in the face and tell them that you were fine, and you weren't. That's how I went down. That's how it always went down for me. The lies were very hurtful. So when you're rebuilding trust in family, with family and friends, who's going to be there for you to celebrate little milestones? And that's where social media came in. I had built this page in the beginning. I had like 50,000 followers before I got banned, and then it happened again. Anyways, it was like I literally replaced the addiction to substances with social media. And I went on podcasts, I did interviews. Like, my story it's not rare. Like, there are lots of people who get charged with very serious things, spend a very long time in active addiction, and get better and get back. I see it every day online. I follow thousands of people whose story was similar to mine. But I think the particular charges that I had, the fact that I'm female and was myself, and I got out, is not rare. Like, that is rare. That doesn't happen all the time. Usually girls, they don't make it. They don't make it out. Like, I have a friend right now, she's been missing for 4 months. She was exactly where I was. We were in it together. Like, we can't find her. Nobody can find her. She's been missing for months. So people don't make it. I hear stories about human trafficking every day, not only in Canada, but in the United States in particular. It's worse. Women go missing from active addiction every single day in the States that get pulled into sex trafficking. So the fact that I got out, that I'm able to articulate myself well, and that I'm really knowledgeable on just the life and like how the road that I took to get better, and everything I experienced, I'm able to articulate it really well, and people are kind of like drawn in by it. So I think that was the part where people were like really in tuned with what I was doing, and they were really like anxious to see if I was going to make it. There were probably people that were rooting against me the whole time, and there were millions of people that were rooting for me that are still here to this day following my journey, who send their loved ones to me, for recovery coaching, or they send it's a lot of like family of addicts that I support, and that part was crazy for me. Just having all of that, people who gave a fuck to hear what I had to say, and gave a fuck that I was trying to get better and trying to document it and show the world. People resonated with it. Everybody likes an underdog story. And when you don't know me personally, like, I know there's people in my city who are being like, bitch, that girl ain't shit. And I got messages from all over the world saying, thank you, bitch. So hate me if you want, Pooks. But yeah, I definitely traded my addiction to substances and filled the void with social media. And I don't know if that's a healthy mechanism, but it sure as fuck worked for me. And it was therapeutic and cathartic, and making all my dumb little TikToks. And when I'm sad, I'm making TikToks with no context, and everybody's out there going, bitch, I feel you. And they don't even know what I'm talking about. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I don't know if that's a healthy coping mechanism or not, but it worked for me, and it still works till this day. Because if I didn't have this, I would be out there. Period on period. Okay, so let's go to another one. Okay, so how did the system, legal, healthcare, child welfare treat you when you were using? I had an advantage that a lot of people don't. I'm really articulate, and I know how to advocate like a motherfucker. So I was always able to advocate for myself. I'm not stupid. I'm an intelligent person. And even though I spent my intelligence for the vast majority of my life being conning and cunning and manipulative on the streets, when I needed to advocate for us, I advocated for us. And I think that is why I didn't get treated as poorly as a lot of people. Like, don't get me wrong. There were times when I would go into the Emerge. A lot of the times I was pregnant when I was on the streets. I was an IV drug user, so I would go in with abscesses and be like hysterically crying because it's painful. And like, I remember one time in the ER, this ER doctor came out to the waiting room. I had just been taken in by an ambulance, like 8 months pregnant, with my partner was with me, and the ER doc came out from the back and said, it's horrible what he said. He said, maybe if you didn't stick needles in your arms, these things wouldn't happen. Like, bro, tell me something I don't know. You know what I mean? Then he went on and on and on about, just made me feel very, very small. Wouldn't even look at me. Just went like, yeah, it's an abscess. Have the day you deserve kind of thing, pooks. And I went back to the shelter. They did nothing for me. And that's on whatever. Every time I would go have a baby when I was in active addiction, they treat you like shit. Like you're a monster, you're a degenerate. And like, yeah, maybe I was. But you took an oath, pooks. You know what I mean? Like, I'm your patient right now. So, but every time I would go into the mental health, like I have nurses that still follow me on TikTok that were my nurses in the psych ward, because I would go in there and spend months in the psych ward. I was always treated very well by mental health professionals because I knew how to advocate for myself. But when it comes to like medical professionals, no, you get treated like you're this big, you know? And it's so funny because when I go into the ER now with my children, the way that I'm treated compared to how I see them treat addicts. Like I was in there, my daughter dislocated her knee, and there was a guy who had just got Narcan for the very first time, and he was a frequent flyer in there, and they were treating him like a dog. Like a dog, okay? It was disgusting. The nurses in the ER at HSN in Sudbury are fucking vile. No cap. Like, and I'm sorry if that's you, but if the shoe fits, pook. If not, then why are you feeling like I'm attacking you? And you know what, I say things like this on TikTok all the time about HSN, and like people come in my comments and I'm like, bitch, sorry, if you're offended, it's because I'm talking about the behavior that you have. So treating addicts like they're dogs ain't cute. Like I said, you took a fucking oath, eh? So when they're treating this man who I was just only 4 years ago in front of my child, and my child is going like, Mom, were they like that to you? I had to ask these nurses, like, can you move her? And they were like, thinking I was talking about the addict. Like, oh, I know, like his feet stink. And I was like, bitch, it's not him. This was a beautiful teaching moment for my child on how not to treat people who are struggling with substance abuse. Like, you're a vile human being. Period on period. Running out of time. See you guys soon.